Alright, good morning, y'all. So I decided to start a Neigong Insights series. So this will be the first video of the series. And for those of you who are unaware, I am NeigongDisciple. The footage that you see on this channel is basically footage that I've recorded on multiple trips that I've been on visiting masters who are basically what I would consider to be high-level doctors, right? They can take care of a lot of issues. Some issues are more easier to fix than others. Some other issues may take quite some time to assist with, but they sometimes have better results than Western medicine might have, depending on what the issue is and depending on the doctor and what they specialize in. And when I say doctor, I'm talking about the TCM doctors that I visit. So some of them have different specialties than others. Some are better at things that others don't focus on, and others are, better at other focuses than these other doctors, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, so all right, first video, how I learned to emit chi. So this is a topic that people have a lot of curiosity in. Just the wow factor of being able to emit chi. Just the thought of it, excites people, or just seeing the footage that you tend to see online. For example, people are familiar with the John Chang footage where he's basically like a walking ill. You can touch him and you get this strong shock, or people are seem to be getting this strong shock when they touch him. Other well-known masters, Zhou Ganxing or Jiang Feng. So those guys are well known on YouTube. You can just type their names in and you see a lot of footage associated with what they do, as far as medical and as far as just some chi demonstrations, emitting chi into objects or into people. So how I learned to emit chi. So my journey started basically with yoga, and I had a strong interest in chi development, essentially, but I thought yoga would be a good route to begin cultivating my chi and hopefully be able to attain what these guys did, but from the comfort of my own home without a teacher. Sadly, that wasn't the case. Yoga is good for body development, so I still do yoga, but I had to make another leap. I had to make a bigger leap, and that was me actually going to visit a master. So my first trip was in 2023, January of 2023, and I had the opportunity to visit a TCM doctor whom was able to emit chi. And basically he did a checkup on me. He checked my pulse. He said it was quite the experience. So I guess I can go through that experience with you guys. So he checked my pulse. He says, "Oh, just from your pulse, I know you smoke marijuana." Now, someone like me, or people like me who are from where I'm from, we were under the assumption that marijuana was, it had medical benefits, medical uses. I didn't use it medically, but I thought it would still be beneficial. I didn't think it would be detrimental, let's just say that. So that was quite the shell shock when he number one, it was a shell shock when he was able to determine that I smoked marijuana just from my pulse. It was insane to me that he was able to determine that. And then number two, it was a shell shock because I didn't think it was bad for you, And basically that was the case, and he recommended for me to stop smoking it. But basically he checked my pulse, he told me that, he gave me a solution. Hey, you can take this this herbal pill, and it will fix the issues that the marijuana caused. And it did. It fixed the issue. So I had a palpitating heartbeat. The marijuana caused, the toxins in the marijuana caused stagnation in my heart, and which led to a palpitating heartbeat. I took the herbal pill that he prescribed, and after 3 days, the palpitating heartbeat was completely gone. I had been smoking marijuana for 15 years prior, so that palpitating heartbeat was with me. I didn't think it was an abnormal thing. But yeah, so basically the symptoms that I had that were associated with the stagnation in the heart, all of these symptoms that I had basically were completely eliminated after I took that pill. So after about 3 days, poof, it was completely gone. So their medicine is I wouldn't say it's a cure-all, but it's a general cure for a lot of surface level issues. So I went through that process, and then I was able to receive an empowerment for the master. So the empowerment basically consists of them placing their palm on your forehead and blasting you with a lot of chi. And it's quite the experience. You get a lot of visual phenomena going on as that's happening. You start seeing light, like white light. Sometimes it might flicker, might be a flickering light. It's a strong light, and then you see these geometric figures. So I went through that process, and that led to the activation of my Dantian, right? So now I became able to store chi because they activated my Dantian for me. After that, I practiced the Neigong, and that led to me being able to cultivate chi. 3 months later, I went back to the master, and now I had my own chi that I can now emit. So I just have to give some clarification on the chi that we're utilizing when we emit it into other people or objects. So some people, they like to pose the argument that, hey, how can I not have chi? Because when I tell people they don't have chi yet, they say, how can I not have chi if I'm living? And I tell them, well, there's different types of chi, so you have to discern between the different types of chi. So the chi that we cultivate and we emit that we emit in various ways is called Jin Chi. ZhenQi. It's called Jin Chi. So this is a specific type of chi. So when you hear these guys say, oh, you have no chi, or they say, oh, you have chi, they're talking about Jin Chi specifically. But when we're in a group setting together, we just throw the word chi around as a general term, but we're referring to Jin Chi. So 3 months after my empowerment and practicing diligently and correctly, following the instructions, I was able to emit Jin Chi. All right. It was only a little bit, but I was able to do it, which was a significant stepping stone for me. I had been practicing yoga for 10 years. All I had was a very flexible body with semi-good blood flow, right? I got the empowerment. I did their practice for 3 months, and now these results that I'm getting are like basically abnormal. It's like insane. So compared to like the amount of effort I had put in prior. So that was after 3 months. Now another 3 months later, I go back to the master. So we do these trips every 3 months. 3 months later, I go back to the master. Now this is the 6-month mark. At the 6-month mark, oh, you have more chi now, because I'm still practicing, and I emit the chi. So on the first emission, basically after the 3-month mark, I felt it pass through my hand, but there were no involuntary muscle contractions. It was just like a poof, like a spark passed through. I was able to feel it, and the doctor was able to feel it. It was a significant stepping stone. At the 6-month mark, when I emitted the chi, now I had a quick twitch, which was an even more significant stepping stone, because now the current was strong enough to actually cause an involuntary contraction in me and the recipient. But it wasn't a long, it wasn't a long emission, but it was a quick but that was still significant. 3 months later, which would be at the 9-month mark, I was able to actually emit an actual current, right? So this current, basically, I was able to do it through both arms. So now it was a steady current. It wasn't just this twitch. I was expecting like something like that, but when I emitted it, it caught me off guard. And on the video, I don't know if I posted that clip, but it caught me off guard, really. I mean, excuse my language, but when it shot out, I said, oh shit, because it was so strong, and everybody in the room was just surprised, because, I mean, I was excited because of the strength of the current, but it caught me off guard. And the doctor was like, how? He was like, good, it was like, he was excited about it, emotions were very high in that moment, right? So then I emitted it through the second arm. I knew what to expect at this point, and I had a steady current, and it flowed out long enough that I was able to willingly retract it. I didn't have to just wait for my chi to run out. I was able to willingly pull the current back, which means I still had some reserves left. So that's basically how I learned to emit chi. I received the empowerment. I practiced diligently for 3 months. I came back, got my checkup. He checks my pulse. Oh, you have chi. I emitted chi. And it was as simple as that, guys. I mean, there's not much more to it. So a lot of people like to practice at home. There's only so much you can do from home. You actually have to be in a setting where, I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it from home, but it's better to be in a setting where you can have somebody who can help you expedite your progress, right? I mean, yeah, these trips do cost money. Travel to Asia every 3 months, that's not cheap in itself. Paying the doctor for the process and stuff, it's not cheap. I'm not gonna sit here and say it is, but if you can't afford it, it will definitely expedite your progress exponentially. And I mean, it is what it is. The faster you want to progress, the more money you're essentially going to be spending, honestly, unless you already live in Asia, right? That'll be a big step up. You already live in Asia, and all you're doing is paying for the treatment process and the herbs and stuff. That's what really costs, these herbs that we're buying from these doctors that are helping to boost the functions of our body and essentially allow us to generate and store more chi than we normally would be able to without the assistance of these doctors and their herbs. All right. Hopefully that clarified some things for y'all. Like I said, this is the first video of the Neigong Insight series, so expect many more to come.